Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from SimpleProgrammer.com. So a while back ago, I did a video about running, and I was basically attacking HIIT or high intensity training because some of you were asking me, why don't I do HIIT? Why am I doing long running? You can check out the video here. It was a pretty long video after a run, and I'm going to backpedal a little bit on that. Actually, I'm going to change my mind. One of the things that I always talk about a lot is this idea that you should be constantly revising what you think. You shouldn't be afraid to contradict yourself because you should be growing and learning over time. And so what you say one year, what you think one year, should be different than what you think now or a year from now as you're growing and learning. And so I've been testing some things, obviously learning some things. But one thing that helped me to test something here was that I was out for a while. I said that I basically got sick, got injured, couldn't train, lost a lot of my endurance, lost a lot of my speed, and I've been getting back up to it. So I've been having a hard time getting back up, and I've been trying to figure out what to do, and I figured out something that's working. So I'm going to backpedal, like I said. I'm going to change my opinion, revise it, expand it, however you want to put it, on the long distance versus HIIT. And what I'm actually doing now is I'm combining the two together, and I'm finding that it works. So in that other video, I said that there's no way that you're going to be able to do enough HIIT so that you're getting enough mileage or enough actual cardio time to actually have the same caloric impact that you would have by doing long distance runs. But here's the thing, so here's what I found, here's what I'm doing now, is I'm still doing long distance runs, but I'm combining that with the last mile of the long distance run. I'm doing HIIT. I'm doing it in a couple different forms. So one of them is that I'll just do a really fast last mile. So like maybe I'll run a 6.5 minute last mile when my normal miles are like 9-minute, 10-minute miles, depending on where I'm at. And then the other thing that I'll do is that I'll do actual HIIT, interval training on the last mile. So like for example, this run that I just finished now, I ran 5 miles, I ran 4 of the miles, and what I did for 4 of the miles is I ran it at basically race pace. So it was pretty fast. It was up in the red zone for the heart rate. Heart rate was around 170 to 180, which is pretty close to max heart rate for me. Technically mine is supposed to be about 190. So I was running basically 9-minute miles, which for me, being 230 pounds, okay, that's a pretty tough, I was definitely working it, okay? So I ran the first 4 miles at that pace, pretty close, like I said, to max heart rate, right flirting at the beginning of that max heart rate zone. And then for the last mile, what I did was as soon as I hit that last mile, I started walking, okay? And I walked for about 1/10 of a mile, and then I sprinted for 2/10 of a mile, pretty much as fast as I could. Basically, I was clocking in at about a 3.5 minute mile for 0.2 miles, okay? Then walked again for another about 1/10, maybe a 20th of a mile. Then again, sprinted about the same speed, maybe a little bit slower for 0.15 miles, then walked another 0.15 miles, and then sprinted another 0.2 or so. Basically ended up doing the last mile consisting of 3 high-intensity intervals of going at pretty much 90%, maybe 95% of max speed for about 1/10 to 1/20th of a mile, 3 of those intervals, and then walking in between. And I started doing that, actually, so I alternate between that on my training, and I have been seeing my VO2 max increase a huge amount. I've been seeing my pace drop, and my overall endurance and speed has been increasing drastically in a very short period of time since I started implementing that. So I think honestly that it's the best of both worlds. Right now I'm doing some marathon training. I'm going to be doing the full San Diego Rock and Roll Marathon in June. You can check out, if you want to check out my running videos, my marathons, you can check them out here. I've done a few of them. I think every time I do a run, I usually do a video. But basically I'm finding that this works really well because I'm still distance training, I'm still endurance training, right? Like on Sunday I ran the La Jolla half, and then I ran 5 afterwards. That ended up being 18 miles. So I'm still able to do that, and I'm taking those longer runs at a slower pace. But on the days that I'm training, like I'm doing runs on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday now, and so like this week it'll be like a 5.95. So I've actually cut the mileage down slightly. On those days when I do those runs, usually that last mile, I'm gonna be doing something like a sprint or super fast last mile or high interval training, or high intensity interval training, and that seems to be actually increasing my ability more than just running long distances. So I take it back a little bit. You know, I'm still able to hit the high mileage, and I'm able to do the HIIT training because I'm doing it at the end of the workout at the end. You know, even after running 8 or 9 miles, I can still usually pull off sprints or run that last mile fast. And the other advantage that you're getting there, that I'm finding when you're doing that, is that you're using up whatever is left in the tank. So a lot of times when you're doing a long run or you're doing a run, you don't know how much you got left. So you might conserve a little bit too much. But if you're doing sprints at the end, if you're doing all out at the end, what ends up happening is you use up whatever you have left in your tank, and so you're making sure you're getting the maximum amount of damage to produce the maximum effect. The more stimulus that you give, the more that your body's gonna have to grow and adapt to that stimulus. So anyway, that's where I stand right now. Be very curious to hear some of you that are actually more experienced runners training than me. I'm you know, very much amateur at this. Obviously, you know, I focus on fitness and diet, but as far as like running training, I've never had any formal training, never actually really did the research. I want to do the experiments myself, but I'd be curious for any of you that have any good books, or what am I saying? It doesn't make sense to you. Have you tried that as well? But this is where I sit right now. I feel like this is a good balance because I'm still getting, like I said, the number of miles I need to be able to do, like to train for a marathon. And I'm burning the calories that I want to burn for the aerobic, for the weight loss, plus doing the HIIT is probably burning up a few extra calories, and doing it at the end is leaving me with the energy to do that. What's up? All right, man. All right.
Out here, man.
All right. Pacific Beach is a fun place to live. I love it. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got to say for you today. Let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Check out my videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.